Hello, my name is Bobby Bacharach. And my name is Jasper Bacharach. And welcome to FLH. You like that intro? Starting off with a little bit of evil commentary. That's what we like to call it. And we are kicking things off. We will be doing the commentary for the first match of the night. We're kicking things off with Janitor Jackson versus Ken Chrysler for the United States title. Yes, and it's going to be a very good match. Janitor Jackson has really climbed the ladder in the company. He was once a janitor, and now he's a janitor and maybe going to be a future United States champion. That's right, Jasper. He's been incredible, and that's what we do. We give people opportunities. Did he want to be a part of this? No. He said he didn't. But we forced him anyway. It was either this or his job. So it's fun watching him fight. He's not the best fighter, but he has gotten some opportunities with this win that he had on the last episode. That's right. And the United States title is up for grabs. Yes, we are live from the crookedest place in the world, Washington, D.C. And we're, of course, taping this on Monday, but you will see it later, so the election hasn't occurred yet at the time that we're doing this. But I can go ahead and tell you that I am up in the polls, obviously. I am beating everyone, obviously. Because I had a poll amongst my friends to show you how smart polls are. I did a bunch of write-ins. I just wrote random names down. Yeah. You think we're going to actually sit there and vote for any of those people? But anyway, Ken going after Janitor Jackson here. And he's got him in the corner. We'll see what Chrysler can do. He's been a lot stronger ever since he's went bald. He's kind of the opposite of Samson. It's like the more bald he is, the more stronger he is. Yeah, but he's going to stay bald because I love it when the lights shine on his bald head. You know, all bald people, when the light shines on the top of their head, you can see it. That's right, bro. You can see it. And what an excellent kickoff for the night. Of course, there's going to be a tag championship match, which we did not sanction at all, that the evil therapist decided that he wanted to do, Jasper. And you all heard what he had to say about you all last week. He said that you need to get out of your house more. He said you need to get involved in your communities more. He dissed you all. Did you not hear that? I think you all should be rushing to the Rumble to confront this excuse doctor, this scum that he is. Yes, he is a terrible person. And not only does he want to affect you all, he wants to go after everyone's media. Everyone's. He wants to silence the people. He's pro-censorship. He's anti-First Amendment. That's right. And as for us, we believe that you can say whatever you want. But if we don't like what you say, we're going to definitely beat you down for it. Jasper and I, we do whatever we want, and we say whatever we want. And at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, we're going to be taking the world title from your buddy Newsom that you all love and adore for some reason. He's not going to win. I'm going to take the Intercontinental title, and my brother is going to take the world title. And you all may think that we're not on the same page because of last week, but after my move on the therapist, I think we're in the driver's seat now, and we're on the same page that we were. You know, brothers fight. We used to fight all the time. You know, our dad would say, only one of you all can have a candy bar, and he would lay a 2x4 in the floor. And I either KO'd Jasper or he KO'd me. But somebody got a candy bar. It couldn't be both of us. But we have an opportunity at two different titles. One might be not as good as the other, but to take both on the same night would be detrimental. Yes, it would. And I can't wait to take those titles. I'm going to take that world title. And if we take the world title, they have to take the titles from us. They can't get rid of us. We'll have more power with the titles. That's right. But there is a lot at stake tonight. The tag titles are at stake for us. And it's a matter of time before Alex is found and the women try to rise up against her, which we haven't allowed on the show since SummerSlam. Well, besides LaShawna, who lost her belt. And look at Janitor Jackson here. What a move. What an inspiration this man is. He told us that he just had a hip replacement. And we were like, well, that means you definitely have to get in the ring. If you just had one of those, I mean, what a better way to recover than force someone to fight. You know, you never know what you're going to get yourself into. You could get into a fight in a bar, and you need to be prepared, and we're preparing you. That's what we're doing. And look at Ken here. Ken going for the pin, and a kick out there by Janitor Jackson. And yes, I'm like I said, we are taping this on Monday. You will see it later on. And look at Ken Chrysler here. What was that? That was absolutely pathetic. And we'll see. The Janitor's been on the run. I think he has a good position on Rumble spots. Of course, we don't need to be in the Rumble because we're going to win. And we're going to win tonight, too. As we take on Newson and Freak Nation. We may have lost to Freak Nation last week, but that's because there was some communication issues. But my brother and I have fixed our issues. And look, oh, wow. Good counter there by Ken. Yeah, we'll see if Ken can. Ken is very cocky. He's very arrogant. And by shaving him bald, we may have created a 99-cent Kratos. Yes, he has become very repulsive. He has been very rebellious. And if he continues to do this, we are going to make him pay further. We didn't like that he was speaking to Freak Nation last week because he's obviously trying to start a coup. And look at Ken here. And a kick out there by Janitor Jackson. And Ken thinks he represents the United States. Ugh, I know he does. He does it. He does it. The new culture that it will rise up is going to be amazing, what we have in store. And we are going to inspire millions around the world to act just like we do. If you want to be like my brother and me, you will go far in life. If you want to be like these people, then you're not going to go far in life. And that's just plain and simple. And that's why I voted for myself. You know, on every category, I voted for myself. Because I'm very confident. I'm very confident. And look at the chick kick by Janitor Jackson. Janitor Jackson with the chick kick. And a kick out there by Chrysler, who has been very resilient in this fight. Of course, Janitor Jackson, he has gotten better every week. He took down, but he did lose one-on-one to Bald Tat, who is a complete degenerate and a waste of breath, basically, which we got rid of. Our fellow friend in the crowd got rid of him. And Janitor Jackson has a point. So it is 1-0. And if Janitor Jackson scores again, then he will be the new United States champion. And you talk about an American story. Imagine that. That would go down in the history books. And we've made this guy fight even though he recently had a hip replacement. It doesn't matter. He's still killing it. And Ken, oh my goodness. Ken just hit Janitor Jackson. Oh, that had to hurt. And Ken with a dirty maneuver. I don't want to hear him ever say we cheated on anything again. What a complete tool and a waste of space Mr. Chrysler is. This is absolutely disgusting. He's trying to make sure Janitor Jackson never has kids. I think he's too old to have kids anyway. You're never too old to have kids. I just don't want any. But anyway, look at Ken. Another hit there. And Ken flexing. I don't know what he has to flex. Yeah, he has chicken arms. That's what he has. He has chicken arms and chicken legs. And Ken... And Ken, look at this. He just used brass knuckles. What? He just cheated. He literally used brass knuckles. And Ken Chrysler retains the United States champion. What an absolute cheater. I don't want to ever hear him talk about integrity and fairness and all that stuff he talks about. He cheated twice in this. 2 dirty moves. And we will all see you later tonight. We hope you enjoyed the comment. Ugh. Hello, everyone. It's your steel champion, United States champion, Ken Chrysler here. And we are kicking off the tag titles. This is live at the Rumble. Jasper and Bobby, I'm sure, gave you some evil commentary. That's what they like to call it. And what's this? There's a note on my desk. I got fined $25,000 for using brass knuckles. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. I'm not paying it. What are they going to do? I mean, they've already done enough to me. And was it brass knuckles? Do you all have the proof that it was brass knuckles? Could you see it that clearly? Because I couldn't. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. And it's a steel cage match. You think life's going to be fair in a steel cage match? I'm going to do whatever it takes. And I feel bad for Janitor Jackson. You know, he put up a good fight. I got kicked in the head. And he put up a great fight there. But I don't know what you're talking about, brass knuckles. I didn't see any brass knuckles. You can search me. You can search me. I don't have any on me. Now the low blow, I mean, you've seen people do that all the time. It's a steel cage. I'm allowed to do whatever I want. But I would never carry brass knuckles on me. Never would I ever. But anyway. And Jacob Elijah Zombie and Frey Erdos going to get a shot at the tag titles. And it looks like they're off to a great start. If they win these titles, then the prisoners are basically done for. That's the only thing really keeping them going. I think they've already taken the other 2 into custody. But by the rules of the Board of Executives, you have to win. You have to take away the titles fair. You can't just vacate them. So if Jacob Elijah Zombie and Frey Erdos can pull this off, not only will they take the tag titles, they'll also get these prisoners out of the way. And look at Frey Erdos. Oh my goodness. And yeah, it was a hectic match. And I'm sure Jasper and Bobby talked a lot about their evil plans and said a bunch of diabolical crap as usual. And but yeah, I won that match, and Janitor Jackson put up a great fight. He's a great competitor. You know, he did have a knee replacement. That is true, even though they technically violated HIPAA. But what's HIPAA here? I mean, what's HIPAA here? There is no HIPAA here. There is no rules now. So, like I said, you all can search me. I have no brass knuckles on me. I have no brass knuckles on me. I don't know what they're talking about. That move I did, it gets affiliated a lot with people who use brass knuckles. But obviously it didn't have them. I'm a single dad. I'm not going to risk, my freedom and custody of my son over, a little cheap shot. So, but anyway, Jacob Elijah Zombie, and of course our main event tonight will be Newson and Freak Nation versus the Baccarat brothers and Jamarcus Bubbles. Will all be coming together in this, and it's going to be very hectic. And we got my son and Frey Erdos duking it out. And look at Erdos on top of the announce and finally getting off of it. And of course, they're back on the same page. They think they're going to defeat Newson. I have another earpiece in my head. I'm listening to some of the stuff they had to say. Bash the people of DC. The people in the crowd aren't the politicians. So I don't know why you're bashing. The people in the crowd just came to see a good show. And if I was them, I wouldn't even show up because, knowing you guys, you're basically a dictatorship. But anyway, we got Green Skull and my son. And wow, this is getting out of control. And look at the guitar here. Extreme Rules match, and G wants those titles. He wants to continue to be the thorn in the side of JEFF. And of course, after he was exposed last week, my bad, a lot of people were upset. Nobody has really taken action yet. But in the next, soon, you're probably going to see it happen. Because not only did he put the whole entire brand on a notice, he put everybody on a notice. Anyone that wants to express their ideas, anyone that's creative or wants to have conversations with people. This guy, and I'm a single dad, okay? I rely off of this. I really rely off of this. And the fact that he brought up the whole, getting rid of us completely, he's going to try to throw me out on the street. He calls himself a therapist, but I think he's one of those therapists that does the shock treatment or something, because he's delusional, okay? And he just made tons of enemies, not just JEFF in the locker room and the subs. How about everyone outside of this? When they hear what's going on, or they hear he's going to come after their stuff also. And his brother is a fugitive at this point. His brother's always kind of been a fugitive, but he usually would be a hacker for the greater of good. And, yeah, they say it's the greater of good, and I get what they mean, with obviously these platforms causing more anxiety, depression, and, of course, women see other women and want to look like that and think it's the standard. I understand that, but why do we all have to pay for it? Why do we have to, there's obviously, it's just like gambling, it's just like drinking. You can't do it all the time. Okay, you got to be responsible with what you do. Anything can be a bad habit. So eating is another one. As long as you don't do it all the time, it shouldn't be an issue. But we can't control what people are going to do. He's just a lunatic that he still lives in the 90s and the 80s. You know, times have changed. And look at Jacob Elijah Zombie going toe-to-toe with my son. And that is a great matchup. Those two, you know, as tall as one another, super heavyweights, very weird, and very competitive. And Green Skull, you have to really watch out for him. And my son going for a pin. And a kick out there by Jacob. And look at my son. Oh, my goodness. And no, I'm not saying it's my son. I hate his name. It's the worst name ever. You know, no wonder he's a convicted murderer. He had a name like that. It's like a boy named Sue. You remember that Johnny Cash song? That's exactly what it's like. You know, every time I say it, I have to tell you I'm not talking about my actual kid. Every time I say his name. And people were getting confused. People were getting confused over it. I mean, come on. Just change your name or something. But Frey Erdos breaking up that pin, and Frey is definitely on a mission. He is loyal to G 100%. He wants to go, of course he made a deal with G that if he fulfills his mission, then he will get sent back in time and he will be able to save his family from their death that happened to a rival army against his Viking squad. So they're going to put him in the exact moment where he can warn his family and get them out of there in time, and it shouldn't change much of history. It will save his family. But yeah, he's got to fulfill his duty first, and it's taking forever. And G is out of his mind. He's really just too much therapy. Too much doing therapy all those years for people. And he thinks he can change the world now. And look at Green Skull again going to try this. And Green Skull is very dangerous. Extremely dangerous. If they win this tonight, I don't know what's going to happen. Green Skull, what is he doing now? Oh, he's got the chair. Chair shot to Jacob's head. Poor Jacob. Just cannot catch a break here tonight. And a gut punch. Brutal gut punch to Green Skull there. And I don't know if Erdos and I don't think Erdos or Jacob have ever held a title before. So, no, Jacob's come close a couple times. Oh, come on, guys, come on, yeah. You know what that's called, 2K? It's called being in love with DLC and not fixing other problems. That's what it's called. I've never seen a game so in love with the DLC. Hey, why don't you get my 5 new people? My 5 new people, and we won't fix it. We'll put more bugs in. By giving you our 5 new people, you can play as Post Malone. Woo, woo! That's what they're saying. I'm so sick and tired of that. And Jacob Elijah Zombie, look at that. Man, Green Skull. Just getting destroyed. And Jacob Elijah Zombie. And a kick out there by Green Skull. And look at Erdos. I'm going to just call him Mai. I'm done saying his name. It's a ridiculous name. so ridiculous. And, look at Jacob. Going after Green Skull again. And, yeah, and they were talking, of course, about, they voted for themselves. Just shows you the fact that they don't, they don't live in reality. Obviously, to think that they would ever win. To write in their names on every single section of a ballot. And at the time we're doing this, we haven't had the election yet, but I've seen all kinds of polls that I can't stand the polls. It's just the dorkiest thing ever. And I'll tell you, one of the worst ones I saw was there was a state where the weather decides who the candidate is. Really? The weather? That's called being a dork. That's what that's called. Being an absolute dork. When you think the weather decides an election. That's even worse than the polls. But anyway, I'm sick and tired of predictions. Like you all know everything. Based off of little information. Guys predicting an election based off of rain. It's like, really? But anyway, it's the news. What do you expect? It's nothing but deaf and saying dumb things. That's all it is. Deaf and dumb things. And Green Skull going after Frey. And look at Frey Erdos. Oh my goodness. Frey Erdos going after Green Skull. And they really want this tag title. It would do a lot. Not just the greatness for those two. But you got to think about it is, if Frey goes back in time, he's going to have to vacate. I mean, he can't. Wouldn't that be crazy if they won and he had to take that title with him? That would be. That would never happen. That would be the weirdest thing ever. He comes back in the past with a tag title. That's if he wins. He's got to win first. And that was a beautiful Claymore. And I'm telling you, they're doing one wonderful job here. And that is a point for Frey Erdos. And G's allies. And of course, Strider Salvo is probably going to be back by the Rumble. He suffered some third-degree burns, but where he's an alien, he can recover faster than us. Yet he won't share that medicine with us. That's nice. And look at Jacob. What a move by Jacob. What a move. And it's done. And no chance for the prisoners. They've lost the tag titles. So finally, Erdos, I believe this is Erdos' first title and Jacob's first title. I don't think they've ever won a title before. I might be wrong on Jacob. But congratulations to these two. This is the first time, and they make a very unique tag team. Very unique tag team. And Erdos finally getting some gold for himself. And now we are going to be going to our main event. Of course, we still have our main event promo tonight. And the Brothers and Jamarcus, JEFF, versus Freak Nation and Newson. And 2 out of 3 falls. Tornado. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be so outlandish here. And you saw what Freak Nation did last week. But then the Brothers made a counter by attacking the Therapist. And we don't know if anything's going to happen to him tonight or not. With everything going on, you have to wonder, is anything bad going to happen? Because he does have security. He has Erdos and Jacob. And he'll soon be getting Strider back, and he has his brother. And Jamarcus just fell. Ha ha, you fell. That's what you get for not wearing pants, Stinky. You failed. You botched. You botched in your diaper. That's what you did. And between episodes, we even got new internet, so we're gonna have to, check that out. And so far it seems better, but you never know. We haven't really tested it a lot, but yeah, we're cutting on cost. And supposed to low cost. That's what I like in economics. The lower the cost, the better. The more low cost, but it's not as much risk at the same time. But, you don't need super fast, I guess, for this. And yeah, I wonder what the main event promo is going to be. It's definitely going to involve G. It has to. But who knows? I'm sure we're in for a surprise as we are getting closer to the pay-per-view, Royal Rumble pay-per-view. That will be soon. And that pay-per-view will be outrageous. There's a lot of rumors going around. A lot of people have made speculations that Jeff or even Mike could show up. Anybody could show up. There's been all kinds of rumors, But I don't listen to everything. I definitely don't listen to the morons of Twitter. That's for sure. Somebody the other day on there said that my mother was going to be in the Rumble. That's nice. That's nice. That's really sweet. Very sweet. Yeah, but anyway, I don't know who's all going to show up. I mean, we're expecting some surprises from both brands. I would say at least 5 surprises on each. Or a new face, or it could be a new face, it could be a returning person, or it could be someone from the past. So, anything's possible. G's sent a lot of people back. But there is still a handful that you haven't seen that we cannot find. So, who knows how that's all going to go down. And, of course, we still have, when we talk about people from the past, Erdos, his Viking wannabes, the losers that he used to roll with, you got them, so that's 3. And then you got the brothers, that makes 2. That's 5 right there. Jamarcus would make 6. And the babysitter would make about 7 there. So 7 in total that we can account for. Some of the other members, like Mai and some of the prisoners, obviously, that was part of that prison break. Has nothing to do with the past. So, and I think they're done for me. I don't think we're going to be seeing the prisoners again after tonight. They lost the tag titles, and they're all getting sent back to the Slammer. So we won't have to deal with him, and I won't have to deal with the dummy's name. It's ridiculous name. So he's out of the picture. And, JEFF doesn't have a lot of people, but who knows? Someone could show up supporting them. You never know. This is a great match. I like that Freak Nation is standing with us, even though they still want to take everything from Newsom. And Newsom, oh man. And that is what you do not need a week, an episode before the pay-per-view is a fall like that could break your back. Newsom's been champion since 22. And I want him to stay champion. But he cannot, that was literally, I don't know if I'm allowed to say a certain type of dive, because you know how these people are so sensitive. A self-delete dive. How about that? That was literally a self-delete dive. I'm not allowed to say the word, so. I don't want to lose, the quarter that I'm going to get from this. But anyway. And Newsom going after Jasper. This is just out of hand. This has been out of hand all night long. And, at least we're not having craziness. We don't see any more people playing dress up. That's one good thing out of this. They're being more competitive and fair, I guess. Even though they fined me $25,000, I'm not paying it. What are they going to do? Take me to court? They're wanted. They can't take me to court for 25 grand. I'm not paying it. 25 grand for supposedly using brass knuckles. I didn't see any brass. Did you all? I mean, you know, and if you did, you may want to get your eyes adjusted. You know, sometimes this, how we move in the rain and stuff, it messes with your eyes. You know how the tournament's been where you can't keep track of people. That's kind of like what's going on with the accusation that I use brass knuckles. I'm sure the people of Twitter will Photoshop them on my hand. I'm sure of that. Because they're the detectives, aren't they? They know everything. You know, there's only one detective. It's Detective Devin. The detectives on Twitter are dummies. That's what they are. And a kick out there by Mr. Black. The dummies of Twitter, that's what they are. Dummy detectives. With all their conspiracy stuff. It's on both sides. Don't even say it's one side. It's both, as usual. They just copy one another. You know, they can't come up with an original idea. They have to just copy each other with conspiracy theories. The only conspiracy theory that I have is on here is that some referees don't know what a knockout is, which is obvious. But we haven't had that issue lately because we kind of quit with KO matches. Thank goodness, because, I mean, sometimes getting kicked in the back was a knockout. I don't know how that knocks you out. And a kick out there by Jamarcus Bubbles. And look at Newsom. Oh, my goodness. What a move. And Jasper, or it was Bobby, breaks it up. And JEFF is a solid team. They may have lost last week. There was some miscommunication. There was a failure to communicate. But they're already back again. And look at Mr. Black going after Jamarcus. Putting pressure on his big head. I'm telling you, this team, they seem a lot better than Jamarcus, and we saw at SummerSlam, it took 3 people to take Jamarcus down. And Jamarcus even came close to beating Newsom at one point. Newsom did make a comeback somehow, but it was definitely one of the most dangerous fights that Newsom has had this year. By far. And look here. Bobby Bacharach. Oh, man. Pedigree, and nobody is there to stop it. Oh, wait. The freak is. See what my eyes did? His clothing blended in with the logo. So, I mean, you can see stuff sometimes that you really didn't see. And Jasper just pinned Newsom. Oh, my goodness. That is bad. And that definitely doesn't help the confidence of our world champion. Oh, Jasper got a pin. However, Newsom did take damage from other things, but still not good. Uh-oh. It's been one heck of a night. And Bobby going for the pin, and the Freak. Freak has really come through a couple times here and everyone talks about some of the greatest tag teams that we've had. You have to put Freak Nation in the conversation, I think. We've had some iconic teams like Freak Nation, like the Melissa's Asylum, like of course Mike and Mentally, and another one would be the Stock Boys, of course. But who is the best? You got a couple on the other brand also. Game Over and the Destroyers. How many times did they hold the titles? And that's going to be a point for Newson, getting some payback, but pinning Bobby. So he did pin the number one contender for the Intercontinental title. So that has to make Newson feel a little bit better. But next fall wins. But make sure you stay tuned after the fall, because there will be a main event promo. And we are just, after this, we'll have the other brand, and then we're going to the Rumble. It may take a little bit for those two Rumbles, because, there's going to obviously be some people that are going to show up that aren't here right now. So just be patient when that happens, but it might not take too long. Oh man, a backstabber there on Jamarcus. And this is a big match because it's going right into the pay-per-view. Last match before the pay-per-view. Last match before Newson has to defend two titles in one night, with all disadvantages against him. And of course, we're probably going to have the Rumble as the main event to determine who's going to face the winner. So it's either going to be Jasper or Newson. And here we go again. Hey, 2K, stop with the DLC. Stop with the DLC and focus on the actual game. My goodness. Dummy DLC, that's what it is. Oh, I want to be Post Malone. Nobody cares. If you like Post Malone, listen to him. He's not like he's Muhammad Ali or something. I get why they have him. But my goodness. Why? MGK, why? They're going to have Jelly Roll next. And speaking of names, oh man, that's not the best name you can come up with. Come on. I guess he loves Jelly Rolls so much or something. I don't get it. I don't know why he's called that. I'm sure there's a story behind it. He found a Jelly Roll that motivated him. I don't know. He's got pretty good music. He's not bad. He's not bad. A lot better than Taylor Swift, that's for sure. And, I appreciate the GM of CTL giving me a Taylor Swift CD, But, yeah. I didn't listen to it. I did, by the way, GM of CTL, DJ, I did do my homework assignment. So, I did do that. So, I hope I get a good grade on it. Because I do like the management over here better than the management here. That is for sure. Over there, I like the management better. And Bobby going for the pin. Somehow Freak got there. Wow. He really got lucky there. Really got lucky that he broke that up when he did. And this has just been just craziness, and it's going to come down to this final fall. Who is going to get it? And what a move by Jamarcus. I don't know if you all noticed that. Freak was about to go for the pedigree, and Jamarcus leveled him before he could even get a chance at it. Wow, what a move. A good move by Mr. Bubbles. Got to give them credit where credit's due there. You know, they're very tough competitors. However, I want them to lose everything. I absolutely do. I'm sick and tired of this. And look at Mr. Black. What a nice move there. And look here, we got a pin going on. Bobby. And can Newsom get there in time? And he didn't even see it. I don't think he could have made it anyway. So what a momentum boost for JEFF Productions going into the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. And this is getting scarier and scarier every week. And I don't know what's going to happen at the pay-per-view, but I just have a bad feeling that Newsom is going to have his toughest challenge yet. Oh my goodness, can anyone stop these guys? And now it is time for our main event promo. And G is waiting on someone, it looks like, and it is Mentally. And he finally got out of the CGI ball suit, thank goodness. And I don't know what this conversation is going to be about. Of course, G has tons of backlash on him right now. Tons of backlash. I know you're wondering why I'm here. The reason I'm here is to talk you out of doing something stupid. I thought I could trust you, Gugus Gugitsi. I thought you were my friend. I thought you would be a good role model for the locker room and for the subs. I was wrong, though. Now your brother and you are not only being hunted by JEFF, the locker room, and the subs, you're being hunted by the world's most powerful, richest, and dangerous men. Just stop. That's all I ask. Before it's too late. You're so blind mentally. Your loyalty to Mike. Your loyalty to the subs. Blind as a bat you are. If I destroy the channel, I free Michael's mind. I destroy all the evil that has oppressed his characters. As for social media, I think of the people. I free them from their anxieties, from their depression, from their insecurities, their body negativity, and from all the negative influences they endure. Starting with Mike's negative influence. We're his characters mentally, and we have to put the brakes on his non-stop creative brain. Destroying the channel is checkmate. I don't care what the loser subs think. They live on the internet. When I get done with all the social platforms, they'll have to come back to reality. You don't know how many times I tried to tell him to move on with his life, to quit this, put this creativity in the rear view mirror, but he wouldn't listen to me. I begged him to hang it up, but you knew how stubborn he was. One thing, though, that you need to understand, you don't address the subs as losers. They're Mike's friends. No matter if they support me or not, they're his friends. If you ever put their name in a negative context in your mouth again, I'll beat all the letters out of your goofy name. Do I make myself clear? Gugus Gugitsi. You've made yourself clear mentally. You made yourself clear tonight that you have poor judgment. That's what you have. So let me make myself clear. I don't care what you think. I don't care what the locker room thinks. And I don't care what the couch potato living on the internet, playing video games all day, stupid loser subs think either. And Mentally's had enough. He's had enough of all the insults, the unnecessary insults towards the subs, which is ridiculous, of what G is saying, this conspiracy he's came up with in his head that he's it's for the greater of good, like he knows anything. And Mentally's had enough, and the fact that he's attacking G, his former assistant GM, just shows you how upset everyone is with this therapist. They've had enough of him. I've had enough of him. He's threatened my livelihood. So of course I don't like him. And Mentally's had enough, and who knows, he may capture him. I mean, but the brother's the problem. The brother is the hacker. He's the most dangerous. And they don't even know where he's at. He's probably in some basement somewhere. Who knows where he's at? And G and Mentally are duking it out here. We did not expect to see this. We expected some diplomacy, and it backfired. Because Mentally had enough, and he took up for the subs, as he should. With G's inappropriate comments, and yeah, he takes down G there. And Frey Erdos, oh my goodness, just comes out of nowhere and claymores Mentally. Unbelievable. And Frey, who is on this crusade for G, has just taken out the former GM, and now they have him captive. Wow. Enjoy the social platforms while you can. They will all soon be hacked. The fantasy that you live in will be over at WrestleMania. And I will do whatever it takes to save mankind, to do the greater good in this situation. And I don't care if you failed to understand my position or not. It all has to be stopped before it's too late.